Themes, as you might expect, determine the appearance of your site. So if we go here to Appearance and then Themes, this will bring up the themes that are already installed on WordPress, and it'll show you the active theme right here, and then you can switch to any of these themes here. You can also add other themes, and we'll go over that in a second. Now, also you have plugins. Plugins are down here, and we'll talk about these other things a little later. Let's go to Plugins and Installed. So there's just a couple installed by default here, but this is where your plugins will show up once you install them. So the first thing we're going to do is work on our theme. So let's go and have a look at what our site looks like right now, right out of the box, right after it's installed. So there is a standard WordPress install at this time with the standard theme. So let's go, if you just put your mouse over here, over top of the title, you can go to the dashboard themes, customize widgets, menus, background, and header, which is mostly about appearance. Okay, so let's just go to the dashboard. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a page for the front. Before we even get to the theme, let's create a home page. So if there, you'll notice that we have posts and pages. Posts follow a normal blog format where you'll have a post after a post after a post within categories. Pages are outside of that. They're just pages, so they're not part of real blogging. They're more for sites. You can also put a home page on your blog and then have a link to your blogging section, whichever way you want to do it. So I'm going to create a home page here. So I'm just going to click Add New. And I'm just going to put my home page. Okay, and then you can come down here and you'll get these little tips the first time that you come into a new function. You can just dismiss it. But we have visual and text here. So you have a visual editor here with some functions. And you'll see right here, the toolbar toggle is the last thing on here. Will give you some more functionality within the WordPress editor. Okay, so let's just put in here. Now you can also add media, so videos and pictures and so on, by going to Add Media here. And then you can upload media right onto your WordPress site by dragging it right into this section, or you can select a file off your computer. So let's just put a picture on here so I can show you how it works. So I'm just going to drag a picture up here. And you'll see that it's dropping it there. And there it is. So over on this side, we can add a title to it. We can add a description to it, alt text. This is all optional. And then you can insert it in the page by clicking here, and it will insert it there. If you click on the image, you get some things you can do with it. You'll see up here we can go and do some different functions with it here. And they come up under there, so no alignment right now. So if we want to align left, like that. Now, any text we put over here will align to the side. Okay, so there's a quick use of the editor there. You have all these other things here. For instance, you can put a link in here and link your picture or your text off to something else. So it's just a basic editor, kind of like a word processor, but quite limited. The text over here, this brings up the HTML. You're not going to want to use that unless you know HTML, just stick with the editor. Over on the left-hand side here, you can change the visibility. So right now it's a draft, and when we publish it, it will no longer be a draft. Visibility, so it can be public or password protected or private. If it's private, of course, nobody can see it. If it's password protected, they're going to have to put in a password. And public is just what it sounds like. Down here, you can put it in underneath a page, underneath a parent page. So it would be a sub page if you want to do that. And then the order, this is how you can order your pages in the list. Okay. You can also set images as a featured image. Let's just publish this. Okay, now the reason I put the page here is I wanted to show you how you can set a home page for your site. We're going to go into the settings a little later, but what we're going to do is go into settings and reading. And then over here, this is how you can set a home page for your site by just clicking on a static page and then click in here and click on the page you want for your home page and save changes. Now when we go visit the site, our front page is now the page that we just created. Okay, now I've shown you that. What I want to do now is show you how to install other themes. So let's go to themes. And then if you want to use one of the other themes, say we want to use this one, we can just go over here, do a live preview, and it'll show us in advance what it looks like. And then if we like that, we can save and activate. And then if we visit the site now, it will have changed the theme. All right, let's go back to themes again. I just want to show you how you can install a theme from the WordPress directory. You'll see up here now it says add new, or here, add new. They both do the same thing. Let's click add new. And then it comes up into the WordPress directory here, and it'll show you the featured ones, then popular, latest, and you can also search if you have something in specific in mind. So to install it, let's just pick any one here. Okay, so say we want to install that one, all you got to do is click install. Now at this point, it's on your site, but you can do a live preview first before you go any further and make sure you actually want it there. If you don't like the way it looks, you don't have to go any further. Okay, so there it is. I don't want to continue with this one, so I'm just going to hit the X up here. And I'm going to return to theme installer. Okay, so I haven't changed anything yet. I've just put another theme on there. Let's go search for a theme. I'll say pets. We'll see what comes up. Not much in that case. But let's install this one. Let's do a live preview. Okay, let's save and activate. So that's how easy it is to change your theme. You just got to go and pick one, install, and then it's there. Now let's go have a look at plugins. We touched on plugins at the beginning of this video, but let's just go a little further into it right now. Now you'll see that when we install the theme now, it is asking us to install a plugin. I don't want to do that because I'm not actually going to use that theme. So I'm just going to go back and I'm going to put back one of the default themes here. So let's just put back this one. And I'll save and activate. All right, now let's go back into plugins and install plugins. So like I said before, this is where your plugins will be, and you can activate them in here, delete them, and edit them. So I'm going to delete this Hello Dolly plugin. It's just a sample plugin they put as a placeholder there, and then I'm just going to delete. That's how you can delete a plugin out of there after you deactivate it. Adding new plugins is very similar to adding themes. Just click Add New. And then same thing again. You have featured, popular, recommended, favorites, and then you can search. Now let's go to popular. Now I suggest installing a couple of them right away. What I always like to install is an all-in-one SEO pack. This helps the search engines find your site. There's alternatives to this as well, but I'm just going to use this one. So I'll just do install now, click OK. And I'm not going to activate it yet. I'm going to go back to the plugin installer. And we'll come in and activate it in a minute. So let's go back to popular. And then I want to put in the Google XML sitemap. So here it is here. I'm going to install it. Click OK. And then I'm going to return to plugins. So I could have activated it from there. So I'm going to actually go back to installed plugins here. So now we have those plugins sitting here ready to be activated. So I'm going to activate the all-in-one SEO pack. Okay, and then it gives us a little message here. And we can go back to that. And next we're going to activate the Google XML sitemap. So this will notify Google anytime there's a change to our site. So if we make a post, it'll notify Google. So it's good to help you with the search engines as well. Okay, so that's really all I want to go over with plugins. It's as simple as doing a search and installing them. There are tens of thousands of plugins that you can install for WordPress. You can even buy custom plugins. And if you buy a custom plugin, you're going to have to usually upload it from your server because it won't be in the WordPress codex. So what you would do is you would upload a plugin, and then you would just pick it off your computer. So wherever it is, you just browse for it, and you install it this way. Okay, so that wraps up plugins. In the next video, we're going to go over the settings.